When is the Showtime versus the Duke happening?
Yeah, I guess Duke's got to get up and run. This guy shows up with a bandana, visor matching his visor, and his pants were matching as well. The most absurd golf swing you've ever seen. Now, but then he goes, and I was like, what's your name again? He goes, call me the Duke. We are about to get content gold. 8 million views on Twitter, 10 million views on Instagram right now. Does not know how to sign on to Instagram. What a wild. He did shit on the golf course that I've just never seen. Can I have your full undivided attention?
Undivided, full. My attention is typically divided, but today it's undivided.
And what makes it divided?
My mental health, my brain. The fact, you want to know something? I have diagnosed myself
Here we go.
with late onset ADD.
Sure.
Because I was never, when I was, everybody had ADD growing up.
Yeah, everybody.
And if you were a kid and you sneezed in class or ADD and they would just give you medication.
Yes.
So I never had issues in school needing focusing or anything like that. As I've gotten older, I've gotten so much worse at that. And I was on TikTok one day, and I was scrolling TikTok, and it was one of these clips that were you might have, if you have these symptoms, or it was something about somebody who had ADD, and they were describing symptoms of people who weren't diagnosed with ADD, and I was checking every single box. I was like,
so you
I have
TikTok
ADD.
diagnose you with ADD?
Yeah, Dr. T. Dr. TT. That's what they're calling him. And
That's
I
like
haven't done
going
anything
on
about
Google
it.
and typing in your cold symptoms and thinking that you're terminal.
I did that too. The next day. Yeah.
You schemed your way through school, though, just overall, to where it didn't matter if you had ADD or not. You schemed your way through school.
We had a conversation in Arizona about that or something.
It was really fascinating. The fact that you have a college degree, and that's nothing against your academic skills whatsoever. You just didn't give a shit. The fact that you have a college degree is
What college?
it's
did
like
you go
Trent
to?
Dilfer having a Super Bowl. It's
So here's
crazy.
I'm jealous. You don't have a college degree, right?
No.
So I'm jealous because I think it's so much cooler to not have a degree and then to do something than it is to have, you know what I mean? All the cool people, no offense, don't have college degrees,
I
right?
have a college degree.
Right, and you're not cool.
I don't have one.
But you're cool as shit.
Poppy doesn't.
But I'm saying all the big,
Hobby is really cool.
that's how the
doesn't have a college
success.
degree.
4 credits away still.
You should finish.
Leave with 4 credits,
Oh, he's got a good story about that.
but you stopped with 4 credits left.
I left with 4 credits left.
Why didn't you?
Are you serious?
Yeah, sure am.
I thought you finished.
I know a lot of people do.
Yeah,
Damn,
well, he went to you went to the league 4 credits short.
What were you studying?
I was studying film and writing.
And look where it's gotten you.
Yeah, you're doing film.
worked
You're doing
it.
film and writing, dude.
Poppy, you could say that it worked out.
Imagine he
It
finished those
absolutely
last
worked
4
out.
credits.
And I think Bob, you as well could say that it worked out.
Yeah,
But Bob, you were definitely an all-time high school, college scheme artist for sure. Like myself,
for sure.
I'm saying I didn't. Yeah, I was probably the same as you.
Yeah, I talked my way in and out of a lot through, but I just I don't want to say academically I was dumb. I was, but it was so much more of just not caring.
Right.
You know what I mean? I probably could have passed this if I just didn't care.
But
at
the things,
all.
but the things you cared about, you probably excelled in.
Right.
Right, yeah, I'm the same.
I believe. But
Yeah.
at the same time, too, I do think there's definitely people who need to go to college and need degrees for what they want to go into. But I think there's so many
absolutely.
people that graduate high school and it's just the normal thing then to go to college. So they go to college and they go into a major that they don't even know if they want to be in. And they get all these credits. They spend all this money in college in a major that they don't want, only just to switch and decide, hey, when they get into the real world, they don't even want to do what they ended up majoring in because they never had any experience in what they were majoring in. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah, that
and I
makes
think
sense.
a lot of it has to do with parenting. My parents never pushed me to be the best student. They didn't you know what I mean?
Right.
So it wasn't the most. I think they just kind of figured I would figure it out.
I actually did well academically.
I believe that.
Yeah, you're smart. You're
You were
smart.
homeschooled.
But I also went to school in Europe. I went to school for what I wanted to do for my job.
There you go.
Right, like a
There
trade.
you-
It's
I went
almost
to
like
one
a
of the
trade.
top hospitality schools in the world because I knew I wanted to
Hogwarts.
well, yeah. But I knew I wanted to be in hospitality, and I wanted to
Right.
be a hotel manager, and I wanted it directly impacted my future and what I wanted to do to the point where I finished. I ended up getting a job right away in hospitality at Four Seasons because it was oh, he went to school here. He's got to be pretty good, even though I knew nothing what I was doing.
And by the way, I'm not knocking college at all, because there's a lot of people that need, like my brother wanted to go to West Point. Like obviously he needed to have good grades, he needed to go to college. But wouldn't you rather, if you don't know what you want to do, rather than spending all of the money for college, wouldn't you rather go spend 2 years trying out different jobs, going into the real world, figuring out what you want to do through those jobs? Hey, I actually like this, and then you go and then you major in what you already know that you want to do.
Well,
I don't think that's the
yeah,
craziest.
I think part of the problem is like, at least the high school I went to, when you go to high school, you're very much babied. And then as soon as you finish high school, it's like you're in the real world. And you're like, I got to figure out like what I want to do, how I want to do it, what college I want to go to, how I want to go about it. I think like what we discussed, Bob and I, we've said before, like high school, they should teach you more stuff about like real, that pertains to real world.
I agree.
Like how to do taxes, how a mortgage works, how different things like that work. Because there's a lot of stuff that you go through and that you have to take, and no one's going to actually use that. Like, I don't use trigonometry on the
When
regular.
am I gonna have to know if something is an acute or an obtuse triangle? That used to drive me nuts. When we doing that, I would ask, when am I ever gonna need this? When am I ever?
Might help you read putts a little better.
Damn.
I
take it back.
I think
Coming from the top rope.
I think college now is about the experience more than I think that's what it is. It's about the college experience.
Right,
it's
but you're
about
paying
going.
you're paying a
Of course,
shit
but I'm
ton
saying
of
a lot
money.
of it is about like family history and family legacy, and everybody goes to school and this or that. But yeah, it wasn't. I never was planning on going to like a big university and getting a degree and then like doing all that.
I do feel bad for people that you meet that like are in a ton of debt, that went to college and they got their degree, but again, they're now in something totally different, and they're in so much college debt, and it's not even like they're in debt for something that they're in now. They're in something completely different. It's wild. It's wild to me. I think we're just so trained that you have to go to college because that's the normal thing to do right out of high school. I don't think it's the worst thing to spend a few years trying out different jobs and doing it that way. What do I know? You know what I mean? But I really do think about it all the time.
Student loans are the only kind of debt that you can have that doesn't affect your credit score.
Yeah, but it
yeah, but you
affects your
still got to
wallet
pay
score.
for it.
You kind of don't.
What do
do
you
student
mean?
loans? No,
Bobby.
What do you mean you don't have to? Do you have student loans?
Student loans are like the one loan that you will it might not affect your credit, but they'll come for that ass.
But if it doesn't affect that credit,
But they'll come for that ass.
Found out a lot about
Student loans is like student loans is
LA
like
bills.
it's like the one type
also
of
the-
loan that they will always. I mean, unless they banish it.
but it's also the only kind of loan that you can have that they'll let you pay as much or as little as you possibly want.
Sure.
You say,
paying Chip Kelly's
Sure.
salary. He's paying Chip Kelly to run the veer.
one buck at a time. Amortized over 30 years times
Russell
3.
Westbrook made bank off Poppy, dude.
Tickets kids are going to be paid for that student loan.
No. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're so fucked.
Oh, Bob does life lessons. I do think the thing to take out of this is that, like, we are kind of in a crazy industry. Like, what we do is not the norm. But I do think if you have a passion for something, if you love something, you should do it. Like, you don't have to always go the traditional route.
See?
That's what Yaman did. By the way, Yaman was grinding for years.
Was grinding for a long time. I will say a lot of the times they talk about like college dropouts, and they're like, this guy dropped out of college and he invented Microsoft, and he dropped out of Harvard. So it's like, not like
Me and Jed have had, when we collabed with Foreplay and they went to like tag us and stuff for the first time, there was a list of messages that Jed had sent them. There was a list of messages that I had sent them. So we were doing the same. We were kind of
bad
on a
too.
crash course to meet with each other at some point we were going to. And I don't mean scheme in a bad way. I mean, like, really, you were going to figure your way out to get into the field.
Jet was gonna make it. Always.
Jet was always going to jet.
Well, I remember.
wouldn't say I
actually one
made
of
it,
the first
dude.
conversations I ever had with Jet. I was at the Peninsula. I was closing down the pool, and it was like a late night. And I talked to him, and I was like, "You got to get your ass out to LA. It's gonna be a different breed." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm in New York. I'm just grinding right now. I'm gonna get some bucks in my wallet, and I'm coming." And I was like, "It's gonna change the course of everything we do." And I was like, more so just like trying to get you down there. But I look back at it now, and I'm like, that's so crazy. It was like, What's funny? You are on one today, man.
No. I'm picturing you talking to the Jet.
On the phone is the first time
I
we
was
talked
on the phone with the Jet,
You were
cleaning the pool, like closing the
That's right.
pool down.
So I was laughing because I was picturing, you know, that picture that you have of Bob where he's eating in the cabana.
Yeah.
at the
Ah,
Peninsula
that's a
pool
tough
It might have
by
been the same
himself
night.
watching Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I can tell you the exact game.
picturing that.
It
That's-
was the Titans and the
Cutsy.
Patriots, and the Titans beat Tom Brady and the Patriots in playoff football.
right.
Bob watched it in the cabana
Sure did.
and had like a 3-course meal.
Yeah.
And Joe has a picture from 300 yards away of Bob just sitting in his.
He's the only one there. He's like absolutely getting treated like a king.
You should play that video. It's an all-time.
Yeah, we'll send that. To
Because he's like cleaning the pool, and he pans over to me in a cabana, just
Guy's eating
cutting up my
filet mignon.
swordfish.
You working? You were off. Oh,
was-
what I'm saying, how'd you
No,
get
it
in the
was a
cabana?
peninsula. He wasn't. I was.
Oh, you were
running
just
the
there.
pool. I gave him
You
the
got him in?
cabana,
Got it.
and then I got him dinner.
I
And
feel like you used to hook up your friends big.
Oh, I
Big
used
They were like, like the president would show up. You're like, no. Bobby Fair always has the cabana
I
today.
used to go on dates, and the whole thing of the date was to get it to Cutsy. Like if I could get the
'Cause he would
date
take care of it.
where it goes to
Yeah.
Joe. Like even my ex, the first date we went on was in a cabana because just to get
sick.
Just to
guy
get
was
it to
cabana living at the peninsula, Beverly Hills,
You
man.
would totally turn down big time celebrities for your boys.
Oh,
The cabana.
If
a
I had
ride.
the
Yeah,
opportunity
big
to,
time.
yeah.
All time rider.
Think
I
of
think.
riders.
Yeah, it's
think
Joey
of Joey.
Coulthard.
He's a
Yeah.
rider.
It would be busy as shit, and like Bob or Showtime would message me and I'd be like, I don't know, guys. And Bob's like, oh, come on, dude. And I'd be like, all right, let me see what I can do. And I like ship somebody out so I could get them in for like a couple hours.
I never rang that. I never. hit
You
up.
should have. I would have done the same for
Yeah.
you.
Showtime was hitting you up.
yeah, Showtime.
Showtime came to the pool like two or three times.
Remember the photo of him with his shirt
Remember
off?
He was
and he's got a
laying on the lawn on the chair, and he's got his like Hawaiian shirt unbuttoned. He's
Gonna have to talk in that mic over there.
You don't remember that?
No, I
He's
don't.
like, Cutsy, that was the best swordfish I've ever had. I was like, when are you eating swordfish?
He don't get it, man. He don't
man.
understand just what he has no. He doesn't.
Cutsy, this is great. We should do this again. I'm
He'll
like,
order.
yeah, I'm sure you want to do this.
When is the Showtime versus the Duke happening? For people who don't know.
Dude, we gotta get the Duke. We gotta get the.
Well,
Duke.
who? Well, yeah, I
Duke's
guess.
got to get up and run. I have never had.
Didn't you
now,
say he
not
popped off
necessarily.
on Twitter?
Well, explain to them
Millions.
who the Duke is, because
So we were playing. I really like going. You guys see Showtime. We call him the Nantucket native as well. Jamie Featherston. He comes. I play golf with him all the time, and we go to the Muni courses. And it's one of my favorite things to do is to walk the course with him and just watch him swing and get videos from there. So I go and play it all the time. So we went, and this guy shows up with a bandana. He had a visor matching his visor, and his pants were matching as well. And it just the most absurd. We'll play it here. It's the most absurd golf swing you've ever seen. Now, this guy used to work at our hotel that we used to work at. I never really
He
spoke.
was
much to him.
PSAV.
I just knew he was always nuts, but we never really spoke. So when I saw him, I was like, "Oh shit, you used to work at the." But then he goes, and I was like, "What's your name again?" And he goes, "Call me the Duke." And he takes a swing, and I looked over at Featherston, and I was like, "We are about to get content gold." So I posted his swing. He had 8 million views on Twitter, and then he's got over 10 million views on Instagram right now. Does not know how to sign on to Instagram, which I think is the beauty of it. I think it's amazing. But we want to get Featherston to play him, and I'll put him a lot on my stories and whatnot. We're not saying for a Bub to Sports episode, but just to put him on my stories. People love him, and that swing is wild. Maybe one day it is a Bub to Sports episode, but it's got to build its way up.
him against Showtime would be a great match.
It'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is you said the Duke actually shot a decent round.
Yeah, he's as ridiculous as the swing is. He puts it out there. He plays his game.
Yeah, and he's got the shuffle.
He's got the Duke shovel. You had a great
That
line.
was
gotta see the video.
outrageous.
Yeah, we'll play the video. It is, and I mean, this guy does fucking numbers. But what a wild boy. I mean, he did shit on the golf course that I've just never seen.
Tell you what, that's a good ball, though. Oh, look at Dookie, man. Look at Duke. Oh, go ahead, Duke. Go ahead, Duke. Man, holy shit.
Baby.
Look at Duke go. Son of a gun.
Shot on the dance floor.
Yeah, give me the shuffle. Go ahead, Duke. Go ahead, Duke. Go ahead, Duke. What the fuck just happened?
I don't know how you run into some of these characters.
Yeah, you tend to like run into characters
Yeah.
in your life, and maybe everybody runs into them, but you just have the awareness to, like, pick up and take out your phone. But I've never ran into anybody like that in my life.
Cutsy and Bear Down on the Brilliant Dumb Show were saying that like the world is like my zoo, and there's like different exhibits for like
He comes in, feeds the animals, and goes to the chimpanzee pit, pays Cutsy a visit, goes to the lion den, sees Bear Down.
It's true.
Goes over to the hyena den, sees Jet ready to kill everybody. Tickets the orangutan. He's just hanging out.
oh wow.
He just puts us on display, and everybody just gets a view.
It's eight.
Everybody's in for the ride.
best thing ever. My biggest inspiration was Howard Stern and the Whack Pack. And
Well,
it
but
was
think about also too, like we had
It was
some
the best thing
characters,
ever.
too, we used to post. Remember Das Rob
Sure.
and Big Maple?
Yeah.
And like, dude, we used to have some guys that were just, we still do, but like, yeah, it's been a lot.
You've been doing this. I mean, yeah, but you've been doing this since the Brilliantly Dumb vlogs, and even before that.
yeah. It's always everybody always ends up being a character. And the phone just I really you said about me, you said like I'm like a content junkie. Like I need a rush. Like I need
He's addicted to content.
Yeah. I really am. For better or for worse, but here we are. I'll tell you what's fucking concerning is, and you've already said it, and it's true.
Oh no.
If Binyamin has facial hair,
Talk about this all.
it's true.
It's kind of grown on
I
me.
think
No
it looks
pun
good,
intended.
but if you're not shaving, you're depressed. And
He
I'm
seems pretty
concerned-
happy the last couple days.
I know, but the facial hair is always concerning. I actually think it looks
That
pretty
was
good.
that was definitely the case in the past. I think now it's just I don't
kinda
I don't think
like
it's a-
it.
I don't think it's a reflection anymore of my mental health. I think it's
I
just
kind of like it. I think it makes you look rugged.
Because Yaman got that baggy, dude.
Oh,
is that what that is?
I think it's. I think
the bag.
I think it's that baggy.
that's the baggy beard.
Yeah.
The baggy beard would have come. It didn't come in last week. It's not
Oh,
not like
but
a beard comes with the bag.
since the baggy, you've been in a good.
Well, there were
spot.
some other things also. There's sometimes things happen that make you, build your mental health and your life, and you start taking care of yourself, and then they come crashing down, and then your life goes back to shit.
Bob, I got to tell you too. On another note, you were talking about content. I was thinking about this yesterday. Do you know that when you guys all come to my wedding, it's going to be out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
outrageous.
Your wedding?
Yeah, you're invited.
Oh my! Did you? Joey Colcutt's is what?
And we'll.
I'm engaged.
Whoa!
I'm not making this about me. I'm talking about the wedding is going to.
No,
be
I know,
lit.
but you
It's going to be litty.
I will get more content from that than
Jet-
any of the photographers.
And by the way, I don't know if I should say this now, but Jet and Ticket will be in the wedding party as well.
wow.
I'd be upset if I wasn't.
No, but
now
it's
it's yamming and
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be. I was thinking about like the dance floor after like everything. It's gonna be hysterical.
Bob loves a good dance.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah, I really
We
do.
talked about this yesterday in the Brilliant Dumb Show. Bob loves to get down on the dance
I
floor.
really do. I think.
He's got the confidence that you got to have to get out there and just bust a move.
Plus, I think having us all out there together. I don't think we've all been on a dance floor together. The most we've been in is like at a bar.
My goal will be to get Tick to bust out a move in like.
that's not hard.
I will.
Ticket,
Absolutely.
Yeah, ticket will get up out
One
there.
of my favorite videos of all time, it's at a wedding, is when you got Cutsy. You guys were in Europe or somewhere?
Yeah.
Were you at Das Rob's?
No, we're on Big Maple's wedding.
When you just pan the camera over to him and he's dominating a plate of salami.
Oh, absolutely.
Shark
my-
It was the best charcuterie board I've
He's just
seen.
shuffling
There's
in
a
his
speech
face.
being talked about.
tears
yeah.
it.
And then at one point he just like, ah!
yeah. By the way, most casual wedding of all time, in like a good way. That video, you're wearing like a untucked button down, right? Was this someone in
Oh,
Switzerland?
but that was
Switzerland,
the
yeah.
that was the cocktail party.
That was a cocktail party.
Yeah.
But in the wedding, we actually wore black suits, and my luggage didn't get delivered, so I had to wear like white sneakers with my black suit. Remember that?
There's also a clip during the cocktail hour where Cutsy takes a thing of champagne and he goes, Bob, and he has the champagne and he spills it on a girl and he looks at the girl and he goes, sorry, Bob. he goes, like,
The best part of that wedding, though, was the wedding was going so long, and there was like this beautiful secret bar downstairs.
this is great.
And Bob and I went and
Secret
hit the.
bar.
Well, no, it was like this really nice bar. It was in a beautiful hotel. Bob and I went down to this bar, and it's like an old school European bar. And this guy's sitting, he's like, "What can I get you?" So we started banging espresso martinis, and I put a bet in on St. Louis Cardinals to win.
Oh, dude.
And it hit, and we went nuts.
There
and
is-
then I ripped a huge fart that Bob got. Do you remember that, Tick? And I didn't deny it. I was like, yeah, you caught me in the crosshairs.
You're up there so
There's-
proper too. He's standing at the bar. And no one Cutsy farts and he makes that little sound. Dude, this thing was a ripper.
Yeah.
And it woke the entire place up. Dude, I got it on video, of course. It is
But
absolutely.
we had so much fun. We were hammered.
It was
we
a
were just
blast.
Pounding
We had a
espresso
blast.
martinis, just
We were
doing our own thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Yaman.
No, well, one, we're gonna run it back, and two, no, I was gonna say there's nothing better than the wedding bet. Me and my friends used to.
Yes!
We used to hit wedding overs. We just whatever the wedding is, you just hammer the over of whatever's going on.
I'm
And,
down for yeah. You know, we'll be in the limo. We'll be driving. We just got to fire something.
The best bet of all time though is the plane bet.
Yeah.
The in-flight bet is the best.
You got to get
bet.
that. You got to get the TV. It's almost impossible to do it if you don't have a TV on the plane.
Yeah.
But
Well, I had
we
the
used to hit
MLB
'em in-
package, so I got it. I got the thing on my phone last time. We had the Giants, which banged us, but when they hit, it's
Plane butts are
special
fun.
because you're like cocktail.
Yeah.
You and FP were getting that after it with the drinking and the last plane that you. I haven't done that in a long time.
was a
Where you
blast.
just get sauced.
That was fucking fun.
I
Man.
haven't done that in a long time, and I think it needs to happen.
Yeah, that
Getting hammered on a plane.
Yeah,
it's
and there's
fun.
nothing more fun than when Jet gets after with you.
I don't think a plane is where I want to be hammered, though. I'll be honest.
You're-
I
Oh,
love.
great.
Listen, at your wedding,
You're all business
I
at
will
an
be-
airport. You want to get on the
At
plane.
your wedding, I will be.
Will you get after
I
the
will
wedding?
be on one to the next level.
Oh,
But I'm not getting drunk. A plane is not where I want to be. I like to be standing on the ground when I'm
well,
hammered.
it's fun too. Even at the airport, just getting drunk at the airport. Before.
They say a lot of people say that the airport beer is the top beer you can have.
Do you know what we're gonna stop doing? That me, you, and Ticket have done twice now, and we're done doing this move.
It
I
was
don't
your suggestion.
Oh, I know
bullshit.
what
Sure
I know
was.
exactly
I'll be
what
the
it
first
is.
to tell you it was 100% my
I know
suggestion.
exactly what it is.
Stopping for food at the airport
On the way
letting our
home.
bags
On the
just
way
hang
home,
out.
when we would land, and then
We landed in Chicago, and me and you were starving.
That is
Yes.
that is the
And we-
fattest human move you can do. Land off an airplane in your hometown.
We got some of the very worst Chinese food I've ever had in my entire life. It was so bad that Joe had to go get a ice cream from McDonald's to wash his mouth out with how
Yeah,
bad
true.
It was a
that
palate
was.
cleanser.
Palate, yeah.
And a palate needed cleansing in the worst way,
Joe
man.
literally told Ticket.
That lo mein was horrible.
He's like, you need to wash it down with a small fry and a McFlurry. And like, we took him seriously. We were like, yeah, he's right. Like, there was actually truth to it. It was that bad.
And you got sniped. Somebody took a picture and tweeted it and was like, "You boys want to explain this?"
That was
Is
a
that
tough
true? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw a couple guys looking at us, but I didn't know that they took a
Like,
picture.
it's a picture of
put
us
it on
in line.
Twitter.
It's like me looking at the station, and it says Manchu Walk or something.
It's like the boys have really banged themselves.
Take a picture of somebody. There's no good picture taken of somebody around food. You always look horrible if there's food in your hand.
Well,
you're looking at food,
especially
you got a
when
menu.
you're fat.
No, but of course it doesn't help when you're fat. But you always take pictures around food, and you can't look good holding a sandwich up to your mouth. Like
No,
nobody looks good
no,
like
you
that.
don't.
So it's just a bang job.
But that was your idea, Bob.
Sure was. Yeah.
So you're saying we got to stop doing this like it was.
Yeah.
I
Concerned
was a
about
quick
the
rider on that
Yeah,
too.
you were right there.
Quick
Tick
rider
is a
on
quick
that.
rider on any food suggestions lately.
But aren't you concerned about the luggage? That's what concerns me the most. If
Luggage
you're,
isn't going
because
anywhere.
They'll
but
always
it
keep
just
it.
wraps around and wraps around. You want to talk about the biggest scam going? You walk to the luggage. Just take whatever the fuck you want and leave because they don't check.
That's a psycho move.
I'm not doing
That's a
that,
good
but I'm
point,
saying
though.
anybody can.
Doing that is like on what's the game where you have to pick the briefcase and you don't know what's inside?
Deal or no deal.
Deal or no deal.
That's
yeah.
like if you
I'm
just
not
pick a
saying I would
random
do
suitcase, you don't know what
I'm
you
not
get.
saying I would do that. I'm saying if there was a thief, and that would be the easiest place to steal
I've
shit.
always thought about that, but then I will say the airport is kind of like the casino,
Yes.
where there are cameras.
Definitely around security.
Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
will track
Yeah.
your ass down to where it's almost,
I'm not. Trust me, I ain't trying.
I mean, everybody's got their thing. Yaman's going to show up next golf outing with like a Gucci belt.
I was gonna say, yeah. Currently
I
selling
wish someone would take that Pelican, man.
I think it's been praying for someone to steal that for years.
All right, boys. Let's head on over into our Q&A. Do we got some Q&As? Q&A session here now.
Give me the cue.
I got a quick. Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
So on Sunday we came over to Bob's for Sunday football, and I spent the morning with my girlfriend before I came over, and I introduced her to the quad box.
Oh.
She had never seen such a thing.
quad box.
And when I was with her, I put the quad box on, and she was like, "What is going on here? This is way too much. This is ridiculous." So then, I left to go over to Bob's. I left her with the quad box, and then I came back later for the afternoon games, and she was, when I left her, she was like, "It's a little too much, huh?" I came back, and she was like, "We got money here, we got money here, we got an under over there, and the Colts are making a comeback."
It's amazing.
Quad box,
good.
man.
Quad box, no joke.
That was a great football Sunday.
Sure was.
And I leave for like a month and a half now, to where that's our last football Sunday for a while. And that was one of the most fun. Everybody was involved. We were all standing together. Like, we were winning. That was an all-time. The vetoes hit really well.
sure did.
It was a grade A football Sunday, man.
We had
It
the
really
zip
was.
train too. That always helps.
Sure did.
Wait till she finds out about the Octobox.
But if you're looking for something fun to do, I mean, introduce someone to the quad
quad
box.
box, yeah.
Just look at their eyes. Give them 10 minutes and see how their life changes. All right, this question comes from Hayden Brewvault. What are your go-to alcoholic drinks? What's your go-to drink, Joseph?
All you, Joe D.
It depends on the venue where I am. Like if it's dinner, I love a good espresso martini or like a Negroni or an old fashioned. If I'm out at like a dive bar or something, I'll go with the old Jack and Ginger play.
Jack and
Try that?
Ginger.
No, but
It's Jack Daniels with ginger ale, and it's actually fantastic.
you know what I drink in Tahoe? What are those called? Because that's my new thing. Ginger shots. What were those?
Oh, green shots.
Green
tea
tea
shots.
shots.
Green tea shot.
Yeah.
That was in. You want to talk about the quad box? That was my quad box.
Yeah,
His mind
those
was blown.
That is the official shot of Bob Does Sports. Those are fucking. You know
Bob
who loves those?
He did a bunch of them too because he ended up at the after party. Jet don't go to after parties. No.
Which
I
after
know.
party?
Remember the Barclays?
You were up, we were
Oh
Sent
yeah.
a picture, and Jet's like, "We're getting after it." And I'm like, "Wait,
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
I
a
was.
random-
That was a special.
It was me, Jet Perez, Colt Nost,
Bunch of other
and Dana
people.
White.
Yeah.
And Dana White was.
Jeez.
He was a couple tables over, but he was
We
there.
walked in, I beelined it for Dana White.
We were sitting in a table. Wait, you talked to Dana White for like 2 minutes, and then we were sitting at a table, and I looked to my right, and there was a big sign that said "Reserved for Charles Barkley."
And we
we're just
sat there. We were like, "We sure?"
I'm sure he never showed up."
Never.
He didn't. But
never.
They
Sir
always
Charles
do that.
should.
They say it's reserved for somebody, and they never.
It's
It's
we
like
went-
you at the Peninsula.
It's
You
like
just
when
give
we
them
went
away.
to Gary Vaynerchuk's party, and Gary was an absolute no-show.
He was actually at a garage sale.
That was a cool
Yeah,
party,
yeah.
though. I will say that. That was a really cool party.
Give me a Gary Vaynerchuk.
I can't do it right.
Dude.
Heal your family. I can't. I'm not gonna do
Next
it. I like
few-
Gary. I was a big fan of Gary V. Still am. But he takes it. He's a little excessive.
All right. Well, Rapid, what's your go-to drink?
Oh, I would probably say an espresso martini. The green
Negroni.
tea shots are great. If I'm at an Italian place, I always start with a Negroni. But yeah,
You like wine too.
I do, especially with my dinner.
I said the green tea shots. That's all I'm drinking.
And then follow it up with, this is a question from Bear Dr. Liam. What is your hangover meal cure? After your favorite drink, how do you cure it?
I don't really get hangovers, so I don't know how to answer that.
All right, well that's one down.
I don't.
I mean, for me, it's the bagel. It's my new thing.
Gonna say that.
Bacon, egg, and cheese poppy bagel with the scallion cream cheese on it.
Wow.
Don't knock it till you try it, folks. Bacon, egg, and cheese, scallion cream cheese on it. By the way, I don't think I'll ever go regular cream cheese again. If you're gonna go cream cheese, go scallion cream.
You do
cheese.
chives?
Chive
Scallions, yeah, scallion cream cheese. So no, scallions.
I like chive cream cheese.
Chive's
The
good.
same thing,
No,
pretty much.
Scallions are a different variation
I do.
of
I'm
onion.
the same. I do the egg and cheese, but the most important is just a big old Gatorade, any flavor.
Wait.
Gatorade, and then
You do egg and cheese?
yeah, egg and cheese.
Just egg and cheese?
yeah,
No protein?
not on the egg.
You
No.
don't get like bacon and
Oh,
sausage.
I don't know. Egg and cheese. I'm gonna get killed now. Home fries.
Sure.
Egg and cheese, home fries, and then but the most important is either the iced coffee or the Gatorade.
Just
everything
zero
else.
protein.
Everything
Just
else.
all
Why do you need
carbs.
protein? Why do you need
I think
it?
I'll just
You
take
gotta
a
have
pound of
bacon.
It's the
bacon.
drink. It's to me. It's the
And
the
biscuits.
hydration. The Gatorade is more important than all of that.
Oh, that I tell you what, if you just chug
That's-
a yellow Gatorade in the morning,
No,
That's what I
Gatorade
do.
is, yeah.
Or you drink a big old iced coffee and you're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has done it. Another edition, of the Bob Does Sports Podcast. Again, we've all kind of been scattered, so no FP. I'll be gone for the next few. You'll see the Jet, Joey D, ticket taking over. We're all scattered. We're coming to Jupiter soon. We love you. We appreciate you. Bob Does Sports Podcast. Till next time.